us. Hey, freak, let us know when you can hear us, man. Boom. All right.
I think I'm gonna get pizza tonight.
I didn't get a chance to pull up my link, so you guys will have to. We're just gonna do the headlines for the news. Let's just get through the news real quick so we can get back on
It's
track.
not that much. I told him I was just gonna do it because he his first not feeling well.
Huh?
And so no mug, I guess. Take it.
He said he was gonna be here, so we'll see.
Hmm. Did you tell him about moving?
What? Yep. All right. As soon as YouTube's good to go, we'll. I'm eating y'all.
Hmm.
Mm, let's see. Let's see if YouTube's on the up and up before still nothing. Damn it. Creator Studio. Live streaming. It's on. It's on my
It is?
Donkey Kong.
Why?
Should be on Freak 5. I checked.
Why?
All right. You guys do the news while I eat, but after I start the show, I just gotta scarf down this salad and then we'll be good to go.
You gonna play the intro?
Yeah, just give me a second, dude.
Are you gonna do the lead in or?
Yeah, I'll do the lead in,
Oh,
and
okay.
then we'll be good to go. If you're listening on YouTube, we're running a little bit late, or Twitch, or UStream. We're I'm a little bit behind, but we'll catch back up here in just a second. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorta. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, sure.
And welcome everybody to a late edition of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold, the Frosty One himself should be here soon. This is our last Saturday show, guys. What is going on?
Yay.
Yay, yay. I can tell.
Allergies suck.
Yeah, they do suck. I can
Who-
tell the
who
level.
sucks?
I can tell the level of excitement today is going to be off the charts. So, yeah, that's us, the excited ones. Let's go ahead and get started with the news since we got a late start today. We'll blow through the little bit of news that we got, and then we should be back on track. So, Eric, why don't you take us away?
Okay, from RPG site we've got Romancing Saga 2 news, and it's been reconfirmed head to the Vita and other consoles next month in the West. So basically, after months of silence, the series designer Akitoshi Kawazu, or that's I think he's also the producer, but he said he was on Twitter and made a Twitter message about how it might be coming to other consoles as well as the Vita next in December, and they still haven't said what platforms, and there's no exact date yet. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say PS4, um, PC, and Switch, as well as the Vita, because that would include other consoles. Because I highly doubt they're gonna put it on Microsoft platform. But that's interesting. I hope the translation is better than the iOS and Android localization is, because apparently it's not so great. And that would might explain why it took so long. But look forward to that if you're a Saga fan. But with that, doesn't say anything about 3, which is apparently also coming to the West. But I'm gonna assume it's gonna get the same treatment at some point, just not this year. But other than that, break the next article's yours.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Marvel Strike Force announced with a new trailer and screenshots. Marvel Strike Force, let me skip ahead because we won't get through this and stuff, allows you to recruit squads from Marvel's roster of superheroes and villains. You'll be joining forces with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s director Nick Fury while assembling a team of your own consisting of different legendary Marvel characters of your choice. Creating powerful alliances, new gear, and upgrading your teams are at the heart of its gameplay alongside its strategic combat, which sounds to me a lot like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, which
Well, I
be
think this
down.
is actually a replacement for Marvel Heroes, because Marvel Heroes is ending.
Hmm. I would like them to go back to the Marvel Ultimate, Ultimate Alliance games. I know the second one was broken as fuck, but if it wasn't, it would have been a fun as hell game.
Hmm.
I really liked the first one. Yeah. Anyway,
But the next article is also from RPG site, and it's about how Neverwinter Nights is going to receive an enhanced edition, but Beamdog's going to be making it like they've done the other ones, and you can pre-order it through Beamdog right now, and you can wishlist it on Steam. So you can't pre-order on Steam for whatever reason, but whatever. But if you do so, you'll be given access to the beta, and includes the base game along with Swords of Unrentide and Hordes of Underdark and Pirates of the Sword Coast, Infinite Dungeons, Wyvern Crown of Cormier, and 2 soundtracks, and it's priced at $20.
two
That's
soundtracks.
a great deal. Um, Neverwinter Nights is really good. Um, God damn, that's a really good pack for $20. I wish they would come out
I
with
just hope
these.
that there's like a good enough incentive to play the enhanced edition
Mm,
as opposed to what you can get on GOG.
mm. Well, or people that don't have it at all. They have another. I
Yeah, I
wish they would.
guess. Or if you really like Steam achievements.
Yeah. Um, I wish they would come out with a collection on like the PS4 or Xbox. That would be really cool.
Mm.
Um, I'm kind of wavering on which system to get now. I'll tell you about that, guys, in a little while. But let's move on to the next story, coming to us from RPG site. World of Final Fantasy Melee Mellow announced for mobile devices in Japan. Doesn't give us an
What
exact
the
date.
hell does that mean?
I have no idea. It's set to release by the end of the year. It said so. With sometime within
It's the
next month.
sequel to World of Final Fantasy, by the way.
Ah, okay.
But
Uh,
why is it just a mobile phone game?
mm,
Is why I'm asking.
so they can
At
make
least
more
for
money.
now, it is.
Yeah, they'll
But
make more
still,
money with it. They'll
they'll
release
put it
it.
on PC and other things.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just odd to go straight from. Maybe the sales for the console versions weren't that great.
Well,
Because
according
I
to
don't I don't think they ported the original to the iOS and
uh,
Android.
yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story. Breakman.
Coming to us live from this webpage called RPG site, Valkyria Valkyria Chronicles 4 announced for PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch, set to release in 2018. Okay, there you go. Title
No,
released on the PlayStation 4 in Japan on March 21st, 2018, with a Switch release coming later in the summer. And now we know when the Western releases will be coming.
yeah, it's
Switch, because of course they're not going to bother with the Vita now.
yeah. I hate these articles that don't like it's an announcement of an announcement. You know, it's just
And
stupid.
well, basically they padded the story out, talking about like the game, like the uh, stuff that we already knew.
Yeah. All right, Eric, next story.
11. Well, there's stuff on here like
Oh,
um, additions to the battle system, like down units having a chance to use a last stand action before death, and a new grenadier class, and ship support options. So there's going to be ship battles, I guess, which is cool because there was nothing like that in the original or the sequels.
mhm. All
But
right, next story, Eric.
next story is there is a release date for the Japanese date, which I think it's also a simultaneous worldwide launch, so it'd be March 21st. But with that, the next article is about a date for Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus for PC, and I think that also includes the PS4 version. But that's December 8th, so that's 2 weeks from now.
Yep. All right. So that's cool. Next story, Breakman.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu. Sorry, page wasn't loading. Sega announces adventure RPG Wonder Gravity for smartphones.
Hey, you skipped one.
I thought you just did the Tokyo Xanadu one.
Yeah, there was one after that.
What?
Yeah, the Men of Yoshiwara.
Just let him do the
Oh,
Sega one.
that wrote it. For some reason, that one loaded after that. That's weird.
Eh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just go ahead and do the Sega one, dude. I'll do the Atome one after.
okay. Yeah. Sega has announced Wonder Gravity Pino to your Yoku Sukai, Pino and the Gravity users, a new iOS and Android game developed by F4 Samurai, due out in Japan as a free-to-play title and item-based
Based.
item-based microtransactions in 2018.
Of course, microtransactions, because it's a mobile game.
Of course.
Yes, Wonder Gravity is an adventure RPG set in a world where people live in the vast sky and where there are no continents or oceans. Really, it's just sky, a planet of sky.
Yeah.
It's like Waterworld, but not water.
Yeah, it's air.
That's
it's like
weird.
Air World.
That's different. That's definitely different. There, a young boy named Hugo, who became a gravity user to reach Endrol, the sky that no one has ever seen, encountered a small person named Neil, who was born from the star Pino. I have no idea what I just said. And then there's story and shit like that, but I'm just moving on.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said either, man. It's interesting concept. They should have called it Air World. That would have been more apt, I think. All right. Next story comes
I think after they might have been afraid of the water world comparisons. They're like, whoa.
If you want to know what the writer is for this game, it's a head writer for various tokusatsu TV shows, including Kamen Rider Den-O, Samurai Sentai Kenger, sorry. And Studio M2 is handling the opening animation, and they do good work, so that's not bad.
Okay.
And Pro Science Studio, whose past workings include Chrono Trigger and Another Eden.
All right.
You know, the Chrono Trigger PSX game, all those animations.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story from Gamatsu. Atome visual novel series The Men of Yoshiwara coming to Switch. Let's see. It looks like January 2018. That's about it right there. Steam.
I wonder if those will get localized or if it's simultaneous, because they're already on Steam already.
Yeah, I was just about ready to get to that. The Men of Yoshikaro Kikuya is currently available in English on Steam, iOS, and Android, and The Men of Yoshiwara Ogiya is available in English on Steam as well. So there's your up-to-date news on Yoshiwara. Eric, next story, please.
Next story is about Finding Paradise, which is the sequel to the Moon. Is got a date of December 14th, and That's in case you didn't know, it's a story about or the two moon story was about a pair of doctors who could allow people who are trying to relive their lives in a different way, I guess through some method, which you have to play the game and find out. But Finding Paradise follows Dr. Rosaline and Dr. Rox as they help a new patient. So it's a new story about that new character.
All right, cool. Breakman, next story.
Yay! Coming to us live from Load.
Load.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! The wrong fucking shit's sake.
Breakman's breaking.
This computer. Oh my God. The mouse pad's fucked up on it. So
That's right. I'll do it.
Double clicking different stories, but I've got it. Coming to us live from Silicon Era. It loaded multiple stories. In fact, it loaded that Finding Paradise story twice for some goddamn reason. Coming to us live from Silicon Era. RPG Quester treats party. What? Quester.
It's like Tinder, but Quest.
Oh, Jesus
I know.
Christ. This is as bad as the shit we were talking about last week with the driver.
Yeah. Yeah, Drive 3R. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, Quester makes gentle fun of dating apps and RPG party management, having players use a Tinder-like app to. Oh, it's kind of clever. They're making fun of Tinder with the title.
Yeah.
And I just made fun of the title. Oops.
You feel like an ass for begrudging the title until you read why it's named that.
They're doing this to basically troll Tinder.
Yeah.
I get it. However, lying, personality clashes, and other personal problems with hiring strangers may make questing difficult. Quester has players choose with maps and adventures they wish to go on which. Jeez. Wish to go on, making decisions on how each adventure plays out. What adds complexity to these missions is the procedurally generated party members players can acquire, each made up of a mixture of one of the 20 personality types, 6 races, 6 occupations, and 3 alignments. Players will get a chance to look at a profile for each of these random characters, swiping right if they wish to hire them, or left if they don't.
Just like Tinder.
Yeah.
These party members had trouble. Really? They had trouble? And infighting to the game's 30 silly possible encounters. Wow. Some personality types will clash and add additional problems for players to work out, and also have their own likes and dislikes for how things are dealt with. Players will need to juggle all of the personalities at work in their party, making calls on how to stop fights, or choosing to ignore them at their peril as they try to get to the end of this particular story.
So it's an RPG where everybody's an asshole to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds very interesting.
That sounds like a premise of RPGrinders, to be honest.
So instead of being the hero, you're like the manager.
You're not a hero, you're a guidance counselor.
Yeah.
You're their therapist.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. This is an interesting concept. I'm interested if anybody plays it to let me know if it's worth taking a go. Looks
It's on
fun.
Steam right now.
Looks fun. If somebody has played this, let us know if it's good.
Let us know if we should swipe right on this game or not.
Yeah, exactly. Or if we should give it the old swipe left Trump treatment. I don't know if you guys have been on Tinder, but they.
No, but I see the jokes online all the time.
Yeah,
so I know what you mean.
If you're a Trump supporter, swipe left. It's like stupid shit like that. All right. Last story comes to us from Silicon Era. DX2, Shin Megami Tensei Liberation, getting worldwide release and AR function thanks to fans. Sega had held a special smartphone games announcement event today where they shared some updates on the upcoming free-to-play smartphone game DX2 Shin Megami Tensei Liberation. The first part was, God, I hate when they do that. They take one sentence and they put it in the middle of, but it's using AR technology, and there's a bunch of screenshots if you want to take a look at it on Silicon Era. So, that is the news. We are done with the news. How about that?
Yay. Yay?
Yay.
I
Did
know.
you lose
Yay.
Frank already?
That's
Huh?
what it sounded like. Like, hey, we won. Frank's gone. Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm here. So there you go. There's that story. I'm gonna add Mug to the call in just a second here, but gentlemen, we did the news in
Don't
record
believe
time,
you.
dude. Like that's to me amazing. All right. What are we moving on to? Homie discounts, a lot of Black Friday deals. I don't know what's going
We
on
we
this week.
already did this Black Friday's
Well,
over
I could
with.
talk
We already
about
did
I
that.
know.
what I managed to pick up later.
No, we'll talk about that in a bit. But any deals that you guys know of currently? Like I know
I
there's
didn't
still.
check into like the Cyber Monday deals because I
Yeah,
actually should because there's some computer things I want to pick up.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna hang up on you just for that, man.
what
That's
did I do?
not you,
Oh,
son of
sorry.
a bitch.
It'll hang up on you for laughing at that, but for
Yeah.
finding funny to be funny.
It's not funny.
There's still some deals on New Egg going on. Like you can get World of Final Fantasy for the PS4 for $20.
Yeah.
That's like half off.
There are tons and tons of deals. Like I'm looking at Best Buy, they got all kinds of stuff. It's too much to list. They are gonna have a ton of stuff on Cyber Monday. Obviously, this weekend they're having. It's like it went from Black Friday to Black Week. Is what it is. You know, pretty
Also,
soon.
SNES
Pretty soon.
classics will be available at
Hang
Toys R
on,
Us.
Eric. Pretty soon, they're gonna have to have another Black History Month, but they're gonna rename it Black Cyber Month because of all the deals.
So
that we're doing.
that's why you yelled at Eric so you could make that
Well,
joke.
dude, I'm right in the middle
You
of.
you should thank him for saving you from trying to make that joke.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say, guys, that Sony still got their Black Friday sale going up on PSN. Um, they've got some really good deals on there. Horizon Zero Dawn is only $20, and
Yeah,
I picked that up, and I've been playing it, and it's fucking amazing.
yeah. He decided to
just-
play that game instead of be here for the show today.
I'm kind
just
of
to let you
wait
guys
for the
know.
complete edition.
Actually, that does
They
remind me.
actually-
Xbox has a lot of Black Friday sales
Yeah.
still going too.
Eric, don't
Hmm?
don't wait for the complete edition. The complete edition is going to be $50. You buy the original at 19. The DLC is 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
just wait till that's on sale. Is what I'm saying. Because like I already spent money on a couple other things. I can't spend much more.
Ah. Gotcha. I was just going to say a couple other things on here. Injustice 2 is $20.
That's a great
Persona
game.
5, yeah, Persona 5 is $30. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim for PS4 is $20.
That's a great deal.
And let's see what else they've got.
Resident Evil 7, I think.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 2 is $30. Shadow of War is 36, but hey, fuck that. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is 20. They've got the Wolfenstein 2-pack of the New Order and the Old Blood for $15. That's a good deal. And what's on the third page here? Let's see. Witcher Complete Edition is $20. Final Fantasy 15 Digital Premium Edition is $30. Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition is $10, which, hey, that's really good. Valkyria Chronicles Remastered is $13.49. So yeah, I mean, there's some really good stuff up on sale. It's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, there's tons all over the place. I didn't want to get into it because the list is just.
Oh yeah, I mean, I believe me, I'm barely scratching the surface. I
Yeah,
just figured I'd touch on some of the
there's
highlights.
tons and tons of shit. All right, Breakman. Any Twitter questions or comments? We'll get to some Black Friday stuff in a minute. I promise. Breakman, anything? Nothing.
Did I
Okay.
just hear-
Jesus Christ, it would help if I'd unmute myself. Fuck.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
thought I heard Monica.
Well, we are going to get the Black Friday stuff, so actually the only thing I saw on Twitter was your comment about, so I'm first in line, the only one in line, standing around like a jackass.
Yep. That was me,
So,
Rocket Raccoon, just standing.
The only
around.
the only problem with that statement is the word like.
The only
Like,
problem with
it's not
this
really so
show
much
is
that there's
you.
a similarity as a complete equivalent.
Yeah, right. Son of a bitch. Exiled.
You know you missed me. You
yeah.
know you missed me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you also missed that.
Oh God. All right. What have you been playing on that note, Mug?
My Black Friday sales are the bane of my existence apparently because I've expanded my backlog by like 8 games.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Okay, I got Horizon Zero Dawn for 20 from Best Buy. I got The Last of Us Remastered for 10, or not from Best Buy, from Amazon. I got The Last of Us Remastered for 10 from them. I downloaded, like Sony, they sent out those $10 voucher codes to
Yeah.
people at random. I got one, and so I could use that, and I got Prey, and Life is Strange for $5, and God, what else? I've got Mad Max, and there's so and I finally decided to crack open Gravity Rush 2. I still haven't touched Final Fantasy 15. I was like, and then I also bought, like, when they had the big sale a little while back, I got the the season pass for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, so I've got those two pieces of DLC to play. But right now, I think I was like, when I first saw Horizon Zero Dawn, I was like, well, this looks really neat, but I was like I don't know about the Monster Hunters kind of look to it, because that was just never really my thing. But now that I've actually started playing it, I'm only about an hour and a half in, and I'm just like, holy fuck, this game is amazing.
Yeah, I've heard really good things. Dungeon Buster said he played the DLC and it was worth way more than what they were asking. So that's very rare that you can find a game where the DLC is, just king. So, man, that makes me want to buy that game, but I don't even have a PS4 yet. But I'm really, really thinking about buying it now, so I don't, I can get it cheaper than.
You might, yeah. I mean, like, and I've been waiting on Nier Automata until it hits $20, just because, like, I played the demo. I was like, this is kind of neat, but I'm not sure it's like more than $20 neat. Oh yeah, I also
I went the
Titan-
extra $5 and got it at GameStop for $25.
They had it for 20 at Best Buy. I don't know.
Did they?
Yeah, they were sold out though.
Not at the
Yeah, that's
one-
why I went for GameStop.
Yeah.
Still, $25 is not bad. I also picked up Titanfall 2.
Oh, I heard that's a
I
good
wanted to
game.
get. I was thinking about getting that. I saw some
That's
deals.
that's $20 everywhere now. I mean, like, that's not even a sale. That's just like what Target sells it for.
Oh wow.
Hey, Freak5 says you
I
should
really
get
like the first one. I've been thinking about getting the second one.
This
Free
one has
Fire-
an actual story mode. I'm interested.
Yeah, and a really good one at that. Like, one of the best FPS campaigns in years.
Yeah, Freak5 says you should get a PS4 and Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th's high on my list, but I'm gonna wait till a price drop on it. But man, I'm gonna need some help deciding PS4 or Xbox because anyways, I'll get into that later.
Xbox.
Get a
yeah.
Switch
I got-
instead.
I got a PS4 Pro, so yeah.
Yeah, wait till I get the Xbox and I can play high def resolution, ultra high def movies. Fuckface. Mug, you already? Oh, have you finished? What you're
Yeah, I'm
playing? All right. Break. The usual.
Yeah, let me see. I've been playing Fallout. I think I'm mostly really done with it as far as like new things to explore and stuff. But I'm still kind of playing it.
Yeah.
Let me see. I've also been playing.
What is that? Wow.
Never let it be said that Break cannot milk every single last possible cent of investment out of a game.
It's true, and it's definitely true. I think
People they people talk, those analysts talking about how, justifying Battlefront 2's loot boxes and shit. It's like, oh, phones are the cheap, or rather, like, games are the cheapest form of media out there per terms of, like, value per, and,
Yeah.
entertainment value per dollar and all that kind of stuff. Like, only if you're Break Man. For
There's
normal
only
people
been
who actually play games a reasonable amount of time. No.
yeah.
not somebody who invests hundreds of hours into
Yeah.
a game. Most people quit after 40.
I think the most
Yeah.
amount of time I put into a game was Dragon Quest 9. I had like over 240 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I honestly.
The longest,
Honestly, the only game that I've ever like really wanted to explore inside and out is Bloodborne, because the more you find out about that game and the nature of it and what you're really like playing, like there's a point. I haven't beat the game, but I've played it several fucking times, but there's a point where you're like, whoa, this is really fucking good.
I wish they would put a PS4 Pro patch on that thing, and even if it doesn't bring it up to 60 frames per second, if they could just eliminate the frame pacing issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nier Automata still has frame pacing issues, even like nearly a year later.
Yeah. All right, Breakman. You.
Okay, so anyway, I like if you heard, I'm playing Phone Destroyer, South Park, along with the other mobile games. Like there's so much gaming I want to do right now. I just want to not work all week.
I know, dude. Like,
I just want like I don't want to do anything else but play games.
Yeah.
But there's shit I have to do.
yeah, it's the same thing with me, except I have a different problem. I just don't have a system to play it on. But there's plenty of games I want to play. Like South Park's
Right.
up there, a bunch of shit. So, all right.
So well, you can play the Phone Destroyer South Park because that's free.
That'll take away from my Puzzle Quest time, dude. And
Well, I mean, it takes away from like Record Keeper and Plants vs Zombies. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's a pretty fun game.
yeah.
It's,
All right.
it's fun strategy play. Anyway, I've also because I don't know, I decided to be a little wacky. I decided to try some new games this week.
Oh,
Because I
what?
had games on my hard drive. I figured I'd try them out. I just kind of randomly picked a couple of them. I picked a game called Grow Up. Xbox gave that out free some months ago.
Yeah.
And it's sort of this platform puzzle game-ish thing where you play this ugly-looking robot in an
That's the
ugly-looking
sequel to Grow
world.
Home, isn't it?
I have no
Yeah, it is.
idea.
Yeah, it's a
After
sequel.
about 10 minutes, I found the nearest form of water to jump in, turned it off, and uninstalled it.
Oh man, that's good, dude.
Water
Yeah.
is Break's greatest enemy.
That bad, huh?
That
I
certainly
was-
explains the smell.
I was not enjoying myself now.
Yeah.
Wait, Breakman tried new games that weren't Halo or Fallout? 2017 is truly the year of change.
I was gonna say this. I was gonna say this. Maybe all the all the the doomsayers are right. This really is going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
Well, no, actually, no. It's not the end of the world because Justice League still sucked.
Yeah,
If it had turned out, if Break tried a new game and Justice League turned out to be great, then yes, I would say like the world is truly going to end.
The other game that I tried when I was trying new games, probably the complete opposite of Grow Up is a game called Gone Home. This game was actually good.
Huh? What is it?
It's a narrative-driven first-person game. It's not an action game. There's no violence.
And it was one of the most controversial titles of the year it came out too.
It basically, you are a young woman who's come home from military. She's been gone for I guess a year or something, and you're exploring your home,
Huh.
which is this giant home with hidden secrets and stuff. And while you're doing that, you're learning about the trials and the life changes that your little sister's been going through, as she's been telling you. And I'm guessing the controversy is because the little sister is telling a coming out story about realizing she's a lesbian and falling in love.
Like,
so that was what the controversy is.
SJW story. That's not. It's a walking simulator. It's not a.
It's not a real game.
Yeah, it's like oh god, just like,
Those guys can
like,
go fuck themselves.
They put
Yeah,
okay. They put
I
that
couldn't
game
recommend this
free.
game more. It's a great game.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the only problem with it is that it was $20
Eric,
too much.
Let
Well, for me, the biggest problem is it's really you can beat this game in a minute, and there's an achievement for beating it in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, like there's plenty to. I mean, like if you want to dig into the game, there's plenty to find.
Yeah.
That in that sense, it's actually kind of like it's actually kind of like Bloodborne, where it's like you can go through the entire game and not really know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if you want to dig into it, there's plenty to find. There's plenty of meat on the bones, but it's not
Mhm.
there obviously. But I mean, I played through it and I was just like, okay. I mean, it tells a very sweet story.
Yeah.
Like, I should say like it's sweet, but it's also very bittersweet, and it's like there's an emotional core to it, which is lacking in a lot of games. Like I can appreciate that, but it was like it is overpriced for $20. It is overpriced for what it is.
Ooh, yeah. See, I played it for free, and that's why I can highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's not by any means a bad game, but it is a short game. And it is a very, very lean. It's like unless you want to dig into it and play through it a few times and really explore, you're not going to get a lot out of it.
Yeah,
But
there's
not-
really not that much to it. Like I said, there's no violence to it. And it's a game I could recommend to so many people because it's non-violent, you know?
Yeah, it's like Flower.
Has anybody played Tacoma yet?
I have
No.
not. But I really wish that To the Moon would come to the PS4 just to get a
Maybe
broad.
they're waiting till like all three of them are out.
Yeah, maybe. God, I'm so looking forward to the new one. Was it Finding Paradise? I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a
All
date
right.
for 8.
All right, Break. Anything else you've been playing?
Oh, there's been one more game. Black Friday sales and everything.
That's a
And
game.
I've only got to play it for about 5 minutes, unfortunately, and that's part of the problem. Been more time to play it. But the South Park game was $30 in Black
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
so I'm
played.
playing two South Park games at once.
Yeah, I did play through South Park: The Fractured But Whole, and I was like, it's good, but it's very much just like, well, I really feel like I've played this game before, because
This
there's
is.
very very little different about it. I mean,
I
the
hate
combat
this
is.
criticism. Uh, uh, I'm not saying that it's not true because I haven't played the game, but it's like, have you guys ever played Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Well,
Anybody?
I know where you're going with that. I guess the thing was, it's just like, given how long it took for this game to come out, I was expecting more from it. It also is like, you know,
Like,
it
what were
feels more
you
like an expansion
expecting?
pack than a sequel.
Like honestly, what were you expecting? I mean, it's South Park. It's a bunch of dick jokes and biting satire,
I'm
and
curious about the DLC and stuff because we haven't heard much about that to this point.
I don't
yeah.
know. Well, I guess, and well, here's one of the things. If you play through the Stick of Truth, Stick of Truth gets really, really fucking out there by the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like, really crazy out there. Like, whoa, this is like over the top even for South Park. And comparatively,
I don't know about it for South for South.
well, I mean, okay, we're talking about aborted Nazi. It's like aborted fetus zombie, zombie Nazis. Like that's
That's
fucking
pretty
out.
fun.
I mean, it's like the climax and everything. It builds up, and it's like it has this like it's all very silly, but it still has this sort of epic sort of feel to it. And the end of the Fracture But Whole, I was like, it's over. Oh, okay.
Mm, mm. Maybe
I mean, I
that's a
guess that
fair
works. I mean,
criticism.
that,
Yeah.
that was like that was my big complaint with it. It was just like, okay, the third act is just like, okay, stuff is okay. We're the plot's finally really starting to move, and we're like, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna really get into the, and it's over.
Mm,
It's kind of like, oh, it's Halo 2, only there's not going to be a sequel, like it's not, just a cliffhanger. It's just like that's just where it ends.
mm,
Eh,
Well, that's all right. I mean, for
I'm
30
sure I'm still
bucks.
gonna enjoy myself.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like, and don't get me wrong, I still had fun with it, but it was just like, it was not. I didn't feel driven to keep playing it like I did with the Stick of Truth.
Yeah. It's
Because of the way they've made the Phone Destroyer game, I definitely feel driven to
Yeah.
keep playing it for getting different loot so you can level up your characters and
Yeah.
such like that.
I do hear that game has like I hear that unless you start paying, there's going to be like a severe like progression wall, or you're basically going to, unless you start paying, then you're going to hit like where you have to grind for hours and hours and hours to
Ugh.
get anywhere. So
That
be prepared for
that
that.
sucks.
I
Well, right now it's a pretty fun real time strategy game and heavily enforces PvP, but I like their approach for the South Park games. Basically, the South Park games are the kids like acting out different types of
Yeah,
games.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a fantastic shtick. I mean, like one of the things, like an early joke that they thankfully don't overuse, like it happened to me like 4 times through the entire game, was the bit like when you're having a big battle and you're out in the street and everyone just car and everyone moves.
I love that part.
Yeah, and then it's like, then the car, get out of the road, you're crazy, you crazy little shits. And then the car drives by, and then everyone moves back, even if it's not actually kids playing. Of course, everyone just kind of goes along with the whole turn-based thing. But everyone gets back into the street, and they resume their positions and everything else. It's like, that's a good joke.
Yeah,
And
I
they,
played it long enough to see that
yeah.
happen to me once.
Yeah.
That
And
was
it's like,
pretty
it's
funny.
happened like, yeah, it happened like 3 times in the early like third of the game, and I was like, okay, it's a clever joke, and it happens infrequently enough that it's not, just it's not intrusive, because I mean the entire thing takes like 10 seconds. And then it's like, but then like in the final third of the game, there was another fight out in the street, and it's like car, and it's like, and then it's like, okay, and like, all right, it was at that point, it was more like a callback than a repetition of a joke. I was like, oh, I mean, like that was really well done. And then I wonder if they've got some kind of timer on it to make sure it doesn't happen too often,
Mm.
because that could get very annoying very quickly if it were like a constant thing.
Yeah.
I was the point I was gonna make. You qualified your mini review, I guess, as South Park. But I hate when people say it's just more of the same. Like if the first game was great, it's to me it's a lazy argument to say oh, it's just more of the same. It's like, well, the same was great.
Just
So
a lot of people expect
you're
games to
saying
like
it's okay.
drastically
Go ahead,
improve over
Eric.
the original.
You
Uh,
done, Eric? You
I mean,
finished?
I get. I mean, I understand. I do understand where you're coming from, but I guess with
I
video games,
really
you
don't
normally
think you do.
expect more iteration.
Uh,
I'm not expecting it to be like a whole new game, but
no,
it's just like,
I just think it's a lazy argument, dude. Because like the number one thing that gamers complain about usually is that either a game is great or it sucks, right? There's usually no in between. Like either people love games or they hate games, and you can't, like, we're different. We do nuance here. Sometimes we get into games and we break it down. It's not the greatest, it's okay, and we break down the reasons. But usually when I hear arguments from people that say it's just more of the same, it's like, okay, well, what was your feeling for the first game? Oh, the first game was
well,
great. Hold on, let me finish. The first game was great. I'm like, oh, okay, so you really like the second game? No, it was just more of the same. I'm like, that's just, to me, it's just a lazy, stupid argument. Like, if you can come up with stuff like you just said, Mug, where, the ending left me a little flat and it just left kind of a bad taste in my mouth, that's more acceptable than just saying, it's more of the same. I don't
well,
like that shit. I think
well,
it's just,
look at it this way. Think of it from this approach. It's like, okay, I'm paying $60 for a new game, not to replay not to replay the game I've already played with with some with new cutscenes. And to a great extent, that's what this game is.
hmm,
Like the new combat system doesn't. I mean, like it's okay. I actually enjoyed the original combat more. It's got its high points and its low points and everything, and of course, like the best part about the combat is seeing all the animations and stuff. And like in that sense, it's kind of like the Super Robot Wars games,
yeah.
which are very they're very straightforward strategy RPG type games. But the fun part of it is watching all the silly, all like the crazy robot animations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so you get a lot of that same vibe out of South Park, and the weird animations and stuff like that are just fun.
Uh,
And
yeah. Dungeon
and
Buster says it's too much like the first one. Well, shit, maybe I really wanted more of that because it was so fun. Yeah, I don't get why you have to innovate with every fucking game. Like gamers are so demanding. They they put
Well, I mean,
themselves in this
I mean,
they
They
put them
complain about something
they
not being new enough, and when
they
they get
put
something new, they
they
complain that it's not like the old one.
all right. They put their thought eggs in one basket, and they don't take themselves out of that for just a second and think, holy fuck, the first game was amazing and this is more amazing. It's like they can never do that. It's always, when I read reviews, that's why I hate reading reviews of games, and I like to give on a scale of 1 to 10, because it's like it's a good basis to like gauge whether a game is average at 5 or anywhere in between. We do it several times on here. We've had games where it wasn't exceptional, but it was maybe above average, so we'll give it a 6.5 or something. And to me, that's a great gauge of if you have a good reviewer that knows what he's doing or she's doing, and they pick out nuance, and but they don't penalize a game for the first game being great. Like, to me, that's when you have somebody that really is in tune with how games should work, and whether or not you should spend your money on a game. You make some good points about South Park, and now I don't think I would pay $60 for Fractured.
yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's like, as it is, it's like if I'd paid $30 for it, I would have been like, yeah, I got my, I easily got my money's worth
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah.
But it's like
Well,
there's
you know
so
me,
much
I
of
can get my
oh yeah,
money's
I
worth.
know you will definitely get your money's worth out of it. But I mean, it's like there's so much of the game that feels like recycled content,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's like, and one of the things was, you know, with Stick of Truth. I mean, a lot of it doesn't have that sheer novelty factor of like, holy crap, I'm playing a season of South Park.
Yeah.
Like that's that it's like we know it's like, okay, now that we've established this can be done, it doesn't do as much as Stick of Truth did to distinguish itself. And to be fair, there's really no way it could have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like Stick of Truth had what did it have to compare itself to previously? What South Park games out there with
Right. Right.
the Chef's Love Shack and shit like that? I mean, like the previous
Yeah.
South Park games were god awful.
Okay,
This you have.
the first person shooter South Park was terrible as like a
I was
single
Yeah.
gonna say,
player,
please.
Yeah.
If you tell me that
but
was good, I'm going to.
it
write
had
this
a
in
fun
feature hash.
multiplayer. If you were playing with your friends, the outrageous guns and the stupid shit like throwing piss snowballs at people was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that did kind of bug me about the game was just like they had and that was like a fantastic idea. Just like before when they're doing like we're all playing like medieval swords and sorcerer kind of stuff.
Mhm.
They really really embraced that that whole shtick to an extent that was just like kind of went well above and beyond what I was really expecting they might do. Like where they just really played it to the hilt the entire time, and they don't really do that with the superhero thing there. It's like it just
Mhm.
feels like the superhero thing feels more like a framing device than anything else.
Mm.
It doesn't permeate the story to its core like like the fantasy setting did, like the pretend fantasy setting did in the first game. And I was like, that feels to me like a kind of a missed opportunity.
Mm.
Do they play
But
Protect Me Balls in the game at all?
say what?
Protect My Balls song.
Well, sort of. Whenever you do, when you do Craig, no, is it Craig or no Tweaks Ultimate, like it switches over to like the yaoi look, and like then it has a creep, Craig and Tweak, like they talking to each other in Japanese, and it starts playing like down, 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 and it's like and so you see their pictures coming together and like they're about to kiss, and the thing goes out it confuses everyone on the on the battlefield and everything, and you hear the "Let's fighting love, let's fighting love." I mean, but that's all you hear of it.
Aw, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah. All right.
But Butter's Ultimate still is still is the anime version of Professor Chaos and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Break. Anything else, Break? Or you good?
No, that's
All right,
that's
Eric.
enough, isn't it?
Yeah, Eric, you're up. I know you, man. You broke a record, Break, man.
I know.
Mhm.
Eric.
Fair, it all would have taken was one new game to
Yeah,
break a record
exactly. But hey, Eric, you're up next.
I played some more Arcs Malix this week, and I also played a little bit of River City Rival Challenge, which is a weird combination of both Renegade and River City Ransom, but with an actual experience system.
Did River City Ransom Underground, did it get back? I mean, like, wasn't there something to do with like the composer was suing a bunch of people and it got pulled from stores? Did it come back?
I could check. Let's see.
No, don't worry about
Steam,
checking, dude. Just
River
get through.
City.
What have you
Yeah,
been
I was
playing?
just curious.
Dude? Like, we need to get through this.
Yeah,
what have
it's
you been
on
playing?
Steam.
Okay,
Eric,
cool.
Eric, what have you been playing, dude? We gotta get through this, dude. We
All
started.
right.
late.
Other than that, I played a tiny bit of Ace Attorney before we started, or Ace Attorney 3, but I did pick up Near Automata, or is it Automata? I don't know.
Automata.
Automata. For $25 at GameStop because I couldn't get it at Best Buy. My other Best Buy Black Friday deals were I bought Kingdom Hearts 2.8 HD remix for $20 on Newegg, and I bought Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for the Switch for $20.
Ooh, good deal.
Oh
And
man, speaking of the Switch, just one quick aside. I saw something about Super Bomberman R. Like two of the characters that are playable are Pyramid Head and Anubis from Zone of the Enders, and I'm like, fuck, now I want to play this game.
Yeah.
also played Simon Belmont.
I hope the game is good though. The Bomberman.
But anyways,
fuck Simon Belmont. I want to play Anubis.
Anyways, I also picked up Bayonetta on Steam for $10.
Oh, nice. Good pickup, dude.
And I told my mom about the $35 version of Disgaea 5 Complete at Target because the Best Buy $20 sale was also sold out. So I might have gotten that for a Christmas gift.
Cool.
But I also played I played it a little bit last night and some of today. And it already did one of the best things I could ask for in a video game by starting you off in a shmup section.
All right.
And it's a fun game, but yeah, the frame pacing is awful, and they haven't fixed it yet, and they probably won't, considering how long it's gone on without a frame pacing. Maybe the PC version, like the modders, have done something about that, but I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Because
What
like
else?
I didn't even know frame pacing was a thing until Bloodborne. And I
Yeah.
was reading about why is it's running at
see,
30
this
frames
is
a
why
second.
developers don't get it, because like they seem to think that it's conflated with frame rate when it's not. It's just how the frames are drawn, which can lead to stuttering if it's done terribly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else, Eric? Anything else?
No, that's actually all I played.
All
I
right.
watched a lot of videos of a Let's Play of Breath of Fire 4, though.
Oh, cool. All right, let's move on to your reviews. If you can do them quickly, please do a spoiler-free one of Justice League. I know everybody
Justice
else.
League. I know Mug thinks the movie sucks, and it does suck, but it's not a bad movie. It's just a cobbled together movie that isn't great or or even like super good. It's just there.
Yeah.
See, one thing that got me about like Jason Momoa as Aquaman, I was just like, I was on board with that, and I was just like, oh, they turned him into Aqua Bro. It's just like there's
Yeah.
nothing remotely regal about him. I was
Yeah,
like,
I know.
kind of missed a point there. I think.
They basically made him the Batman Brave and the Bold Aquaman,
Well, yeah.
only with the Jason Momoa twist added to it.
When they announced Momoa as Aquaman, I was adamantly and vehemently against it, and
I liked his performance. I mean,
no,
yeah, the whole movie. I mean, like the lines that his lines were kind of like he was pretty much saying "Oh my man" all the entire movie, which was
Yeah, it was like
annoying. But
when I
I
saw that
also
when I
didn't
first saw the
mind
bit of
it.
him going, yeah, like no, not yeah. No, Aquaman doesn't say yeah.
I agree with you, Mug. Like I have
It was an
not.
entertaining movie, but it wasn't like
I haven't seen Justice League,
it wasn't well made
but
because it was made by two different directors, and they kind of just most of the movie was reshoots.
So all the hard work the DC Justice League cartoon did to rebuild the reputation of Aquaman, this movie just flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
So Aquaman's back to being a joke.
Well, they
again.
didn't flush it down the toilet. They just ignored it. I think.
I mean, it's like the thing is, he's still cool in this movie. I'm like, it's like, whoa, he's actually kind of a badass. It's just
Flash was cool.
the personality, like, yeah, and that's the thing. Ezra Miller as the Flash, apparently, like, he really is kind of the standout.
Yeah, I was one of the few people that actually read Aquaman, through good and bad, and Aquaman, like you said, would to me the way that he should have been portrayed was always like kind of regal, like not snobby regal, but like hold on,
Injustice did him perfectly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right, that's right. Let's move on. What are you giving Justice League, Eric?
I'm not done talking about it, man.
Well, I don't want to hear like a full summary of the movie, dude.
I'm not gonna give a full summary. I just wanted to say a couple more things.
Okay.
But the other things I didn't like about the movie were like Superman's obvious CG lip because they had to CG his mustache out. It was goofy looking, and the fact that they didn't really flesh out the characters too much, and so the reasoning for them joining together to fight against Steppenwolf, who was also a lame villain. It's like they could have just done Darkseid, but they probably wouldn't have saved Darkseid for like Justice League 3 or something. But who knows if that will even happen now. And so it's basically just cobbled together like the rest of the movie was. But I'm gonna give this movie a 5.5. Hello?
I'm still here.
All right. But other than that, Fate, Stay Night, Heaven. I thought it was Unlimited Blade Works, but it's just Fate, Stay Night. Heaven's Feel, Part 1, Presage Flower. It's Part 1 of a trilogy of movies because apparently instead of deciding to do a TV series of the Sakura route, which Fate, Stay Night is the Saber route, and Fate, Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works is the Ren route. But Rin / Emiya, but this is it's 3 parts. I guess they decided to make it a movie because they can make it look better with higher production values instead of doing like a 26 or so episode series. But more than it's not a movie you could just go into without having seen the other works. Otherwise, like, you won't get a lot. So it's mostly a fan service movie because it's at least this part. The other two parts are going to go in new directions, but but it's a lot of covering older ground from the other Fate Stay Night series and the visual novel, because they spend a good deal of time um, covering events from those plot lines. But it's well animated and there is good action there, but it did feel a little bit like a teaser because, like I said, half the movie is that stuff. Even though there's like new material, it's like still covering like older events. Even though they're rushing them to try to get to the good stuff. But I'm really looking forward to parts 2 and 3. But as far as this film goes, um, it's a movie that if you can see it, you can't see it in theater anymore. So when it gets released on DVD, if you're a Fate Stay Night fan, watch it with other Stay Nights fan. You'll appreciate it more. But I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
All right.
I'll
That's
probably give them a much higher score for the other two because there's stuff I haven't seen yet because I'm not familiar with the Heaven's Feel storyline.
huh. All right. Any other reviews that you got, Eric?
No, that's it.
All right. I'm gonna
I
do
did Pokemon last week, so
yeah. I'm gonna do a real quick. I know we did Thor last week, but I'm gonna do a real quick, spoiler-free review. Um, Thor is in my top 3 favorite Marvel movies of all time. Like, it is fucking amazing. I loved how they incorporated the Hulk, Planet Hulk storyline into it, and I'm looking forward to more of that, because there's a lot of questions with that are left unanswered with Ragnarok. But Ragnarok has transcended like a problem that I believe Marvel's had quite a bit, and that's like lack of a credible villain. I know that it's been on an up. What's going on? Is somebody's mic?
Sorry, that was
That's right.
me. I
Um,
adjusted. I hit mute. My bad.
that's right. So it has a great villain in it. It's not spoiler to say that Gila was the villain. She's awesome. Kate Blanchett um, did really excellent. Like, when I first saw her as Gila, I was like, I don't know, but she's a transcendent actress. She, to me, is probably one of the greatest actresses to ever live, from a um, acting point of view. Like not like we all have our favorite actors that everybody can point to and say, "Man, he's a really good actor. Or she's a really good actress." Kate Blanchett, I think, is in the pantheon of greatest actors to ever live. Like, she is.
She's definitely up there. Oh,
She's
I wanted to mention something to you about that, Frank.
yeah,
I saw an interesting theory about how how Thanos is, one of his big things has always been like his, who is, in the comics, who is it that Thanos is? Who is his love?
yeah. I
Who
know.
is he?
Yeah,
Is the personification of death. I'm like,
yeah.
what if that's Hela,
I
the
thought
goddess of
about that.
death?
That's a great theory. I saw somebody mention that. It doesn't jive with the comics very well. But
They've gone out of the way from the comics in some
no,
aspects. For instance, like
yeah.
Black Widow and Hulk.
No,
You
I
know,
understand, but like within the context of, because I'm very familiar with the Infinity Gauntlet storyline and everything to do with Thanos, and Lady
we
Death is
know
an
you have
actual.
pictures of Thanos in your bedroom. We
I
get it.
actually, dude, if you knew how much I love Thanos, man, it would make you sick. But I think that Thanos is the.
But he especially loves the Thanos copter.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just think that there is a personification of death, but there's an actual character, Lady Death, and I think I thought about like Gila being that love interest, if they do it, I wouldn't be totally upset because of Kate Blanchett and how she took that character to a level that I didn't think anybody could take that character to. But um, I almost want to see Lady Death come into the picture because I honestly don't know how they're gonna end the first Infinity War movie. I don't know if it's Avengers 4 or if they're I don't know what they're counting it as. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
who
have
fucking knows, man?
no idea how they're gonna end it. But I know at some point there has to be a love interest for Thanos. There just has to be.
I
So,
thought that was you.
well, yeah, man. I do Thanos, man. That's
He's got a thing for wrinkly purple chins.
yeah, exactly. And Josh Brolin is hot, so why not? I mean, shit. No. Um, I think they will miss an opportunity if they don't bring in a love interest for Thanos. But other than that, everything's been leading up to the Infinity Gauntlet Thor storyline, which is my favorite fucking storyline ever. They took a lot of liberty of how Thanos is gonna get these Infinity Gems. Like, if anybody's read Thanos Quest, it to me is like one of the coolest fucking comics because Thanos, you really get a sense of how um, cunning Thanos is, and we haven't had any of that in the movies, and I hope they take a lot of the source material and add that to his character. But Thor, check this out, guys. I don't think I've ever given a movie a 10 out of 10. I don't think I have. Uh, Thor's getting a 10 out of 10, dude. Ragnarok was just fun. Like it's the very definition of um, a popcorn theater movie. It is to me.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
What are your other two favorites? So you said it's in your top three. I'm curious. What are your other two favorites? out of the
I
movie?
really like Iron Man, the first Iron Man, and I really like the Avengers. I think the Avengers is a great. Oh,
I
I
love the
forgot.
first Avengers movie.
Winter Soldier is up there.
I was gonna say, for me, I think Winter Soldier's got to take it.
Yeah,
It's
Winter
just
Soldier.
so solid all around.
Yeah,
I like Winter
yeah.
Soldier, but I like Civil War more.
And by the way, we were talking. Oh, Civil War is great too. I forgot about Civil War, but and underrated. Ant-Man is very underrated.
Yeah,
I really like the original
that
Thor
movie.
too.
I like
And
the
and
actually,
I liked
I'm like
Loki.
the only
I like
person I know
Loki
who
movie.
liked the Incredible Hulk.
I love the Incredible Hulk. Nobody does, but I do, man. It's a great
Yeah.
movie.
No, I'm
It's
all like, shit. We'll sit down and watch it again.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
tell you.
dude.
that's
Well,
better
yeah.
than the Eric Bana Hulk.
Oh God, no,
Um,
that was
I
fucking
like the Eric Bana Hulk too, but in a different way. Like,
Oh, Eric Bana's such a terrible actor.
yeah,
Well, the
he
thing
was a
is,
bad
the
choice.
Ang Lee's Hulk was like Roland Emmerich's Godzilla. It was not that. It was not
I
what the title was.
I liked it. I liked Ang Lee's Hulk, but that's a discussion for a different day. But Winter Soldier's got to be up there. Iron Man. God damn. Thor 3. Man,
The
there's
movie
so
that
many.
killed my love
Oh,
for Peter.
and dude, how could I forget Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Oh yeah, that was
Great
very
movie.
good.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so Thor gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It's just a great movie. You should go out and see it. Also, real quick, bonus review. I saw a movie called Camera Obscura. It is a fucking awesome scary movie. It's not a foreign movie. It's all English, so you don't have to worry about,
That's the name of the actual camera in Fatal Frame.
Yeah, Camera Obscura is a um, great movie. And that's all I'll say about that, man. It's a good
Is it
movie.
on
Yeah.
Netflix?
Huh?
Is that on Netflix?
I got it from Redbox, but I'm not sure. You might have to get it from a Redbox or rent it on your digital platform of choice. I don't know if Prime or it just came out. It was like last week release, so it's fairly new. But I just rented it on a whim, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I'm curious what you guys think if you ever see that movie, Camera Obscura. But I would give that one a solid 8 out of 10. It's a good movie. All right, let's move on to Stinkos. I'm gonna start with mine. Uh, I had a hell of a time getting the TV that I was so happy about.
Oh, this story.
Yeah, I told Mug about it. So let's make this story very short. I basically waited in chaos to get a voucher. Well, I got a voucher and I waited in 3 lines to get this TV, which I was all excited about. And I got a couple other movies. I got Wonder Woman and Spider Man on the cheap HDR ones, the 4K ones, because I knew I was gonna eventually be able to see a 4K movie on my 4K TV. And I go to get my TV, and the packaging is all busted up on it. Like, you know, that thick cardboard packaging that they put on TVs? It was about a quarter missing, and I could see the screen, and that's the one that they wanted to give me. And the manager there said that I couldn't get a different one. And I'm like, you mean to tell me you have 10 in a stack there, and you can't give me one of those? I was like, I was like, would you take that? Like, I don't know about you guys, but would you take a TV like that was like look like? I mean, I had no idea if there were problems with it, if it was a return, or if it was scratched or scuffed or anything like that. Um, but she refused to give it to me, and I'm like, well, let me talk to a manager. She's like, well, I am a manager. I'm like, I need to talk to your manager. And she goes, she's in the front. So she wanted, yeah, if you want to talk to her, you're going to have to go to the front. So I'm like, you can't even afford me the opportunity to talk to your manager because why? You want me to go back into that madness, that chaos again to find a manager that you can easily call on your stupid little radio thing that have you ever, I don't know if you ever see them. They talk on those radios like they're so cool all the time. Like, yeah, I'm over here in electronics, but you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just do a real quick, hey, Jen, or whoever the manager's name is, I got a customer that wants to talk to you over here, blah blah blah, right? End of story. I would have vented and been on my way. Um, but so as I was going to back to the front of the store from the docking area, um, this guy follows me with another TV behind. And he's like, and I look at him and I open up the cab and I asked him. I said, "Is she like this all the time?" And he literally chucks my TV into my truck cab, and says, "Enjoy your TV," and turns around and walks away. And I was like, "Woo!" Um, Needless to say, I went back the next day and I told my story to the store manager there, and she was not very happy. And she was kind enough to give me a $20 gift card, which I turned into 2 more movies. I think I got, what else? Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and The Witch. So, I mean,
You mean the Vitch?
yeah, The Witch. But it was probably the worst experience I've ever had at a retail place, and I've had some pretty bad ones. But I'm glad the store manager recognized that I just wasn't blowing smoke. She actually said that she was gonna, and I believe her because she was, we were kind of talking, and she had some problems that she went through the year, and she understood. Like, she had empathy. She was empathetic and sympathetic to what I'd been dealing with, and she said she was going to look at the cameras and talk to that manager. So I'm hoping that she gets a good stern talking to. And But yeah, I got my TV, so that's my Sweeto kind of mixed with my Stinko, which I'll talk about in a minute. Um, let's see, Breakman, your Stinko.
Well, I got a new one. I got two now
Okay.
because Free 5Cast in chat said, "Did you get a pumpkin spice latte too?" So my new stinko is to pumpkin spice. Please stop fucking putting pumpkin in goddamn everything.
Yeah, I agree. I love pumpkin. I love pumpkin spice. But it's
You do realize
overplayed.
you don't have to buy the pumpkin and spice flavor stuff.
Right.
I know, but it takes up shelf space for the stuff that I want.
Oh my god, you whiny little fuck.
There was something
Wait,
else.
let's
Freak Five is interested in getting a hand job from one of you guys. I don't know if you guys want to take him up on that. He's talking about
I
hand
do
jobs.
not see him saying that. I'm pretty sure he didn't say that.
I'm looking at it right here, man. I don't know what you're looking at, but my screen says what it says.
Yeah, the thing is, what he's not getting is that he's somehow like mentally editing out the fact that it says Frank Branches at the front
What?
and not.
No, it doesn't say that. That's what's wrong with you. All right, so let's move on. Eric, do you have a stinko?
No, I've got another stinko.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Breakman. Go ahead. Go ahead, Break.
My other stinko goes to Netflix.
Oh, uh-oh.
Netflix and the Netflix movies in particular, the
Uh-oh.
original movies.
Okay.
I don't think I've yet to see a good original.
1922 is good.
1922 is 1922 is like Tom. Actually, I've said this before. Thomas Jane is fucking amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
Gerald's Game is really good.
We watched Gerald's Game.
You didn't like Gerald's Game?
Really,
That was
yeah,
a great
we weren't
movie.
really into Gerald's Game.
Oh.
Let me see. Death Note was meh.
Death Note was.
There were a couple of.
That movie was broken in concept.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There are a couple of okay scenes in it, but for the most part it was bad. And then we watched a couple
of 80 power ballads. How could you not love Death Note?
We watched a couple more this week, and this is why I decided to be our stinko. Watched the movie Naked.
Okay.
Which I didn't hate it. It had some really funny spots in it, but for the most part, it was. And Mrs. Brickman just said it's pretty dumb. It was too long.
Beasts of No Nation.
Beasts of No Nation. Okay, I'll have to check that out. But it's
Mudbound. Check out Mudbound.
Mudbound.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear good things about Spectral as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so Naked, for the people who don't understand, basically is a take on the Groundhog's Day movie.
Mm-hmm.
With Bill Murray, where he repeats the same day. This guy has 1 hour where he's forced to repeat over and over again on his way to get to his marriage, where his wedding, his marriage. I said marriage. Jeez, God, go away.
Bring Mrs. Brakeman on the show, man.
I meant I love you.
I love you. Go away. Same thing, really.
No hand jobs for Brake tonight. I can tell you that much.
Oh, she didn't look happy. How much nudity was in Naked? It's Marlon Wayans, and you see his naked butt a lot, but that's about it. And he's forced to repeat the same hour over and over again, trying to get married. And there's some funny scenes, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, you could have done a better job. And then we watched this movie last night, which had some funny scenes in it too, but for the most part, it was absolutely terrible. Even though I think the kid was actually a really good actor.
What movie?
The movie called The Babysitter.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that. But if you want a good original movie on Netflix, check out Hush.
Oh, Hush is a good one. Yeah.
They're recommending Hush, so you know.
Yeah.
She said she's not watching another original. But The Babysitter is basically this kid had a babysitter for whatever. He's, I think, 10, 11, something like that. And I thought he did a really good job as far as acting, but it was just a stupid movie. But so his babysitter turns out to be a cult leader, and she's making sacrifices at night when he goes to bed. So the first half of the movie is just establishing who this kid is and his relationship with her, and then the second half of the movie is just him trying to avoid all the killers, and it turns into one of those comedy slasher flicks, where the bad guys accidentally kill themselves, that type of thing. And
what is it? Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
But that was a good movie.
That's a great movie.
Tucker and Dale vs. Evil was fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It's the same concept, but that was but that was a good movie. Whereas this one was like, oh.
I don't know if it's a Netflix original, Brakeman, but you and Mrs. Brakeman should check out a movie called Zombievers. It's fucking fun.
It's not a Netflix original.
It's a fun movie though.
That actually got a very, very limited theatrical release.
I don't think that's one that we'll be checking.
Oh, you should, dude. Like it sounds stupid, and it's a riot, dude. If you like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, you would like that movie. It's good.
You should also, if you want a horror comedy, one of my favorites out there that like
Yeah.
nobody has seen, it's called Black Sheep. It's not
Black
the
Sheep's
Chris
a
Farley
great
movie.
movie. That's a fun
It's not
movie. Yeah.
not the Chris Farley one.
Yeah, because
It's a New
the Chris
Zealand.
Farley one wasn't great. There were some
No,
funny
it's
scenes
a,
in it, but it wasn't great.
it's a New Zealand made film about sheep that go cannibalistic.
Yep.
And I can sell you on this movie in 2 words.
Go for it.
Zombie were sheep.
Yep.
Zombie were sheep? Wow.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You
Oh,
must
in chat,
movie.
Freak 5cast says we need to break up the sausage party. Mrs. Breakman needs to get on the mic.
Yeah.
She said nah. She said nah.
She's like, nah. She's shy, man. She should get her on more. Like, we need to have a segment for her. Like, remember I told you we should like develop a segment where she teaches you how to say Japanese words like that. I think that would be good. But anyways, continue on.
Yeah, I think that would end well.
So well, that's great for us. That would be great radio.
So that's my stinko, really. It's just been the movies on the original movies on there, just so like I thought that was a really great idea, concept. Build like this relationship the kid has that basically loves his babysitter like she's the best babysitter ever, and then as soon as the lights go out, she's a cult worshiper stealing his blood and shit and sacrificing people.
It also helps that she's like blisteringly hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Freak 5 says there are zombie werebeavers in Zombiever. Yeah, Zombievers is a good movie. Like I think it's an underrated B horror movie. I comedy horror movie. I think if you have an extra hour and a half, you should definitely check that one out. I think even Mrs. Breakman would like that movie. To be honest with you, I don't see how anyone could not like Zombievers. It's so ridiculous. Of a premise, but it's a fun movie. It begins like with the opening scene, like and it doesn't really let up. It's a good movie. Anything else? Break?
No, that's enough stinkos.
All right. Let's see. Mug, your stinko.
Well, I'm single again, which is kind of a sweeto and a stinko.
Oh well, I mean that's news to me. But what's going on with that?
Well, it's
just stuff.
A mutual. It was a mutual decision. We're just like this is just not this is not going anywhere, and it's like this is probably best if we just back off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, join the club. you know what I mean? Like join the club. Wow. Okay. Anything else on that, Mug? Any other stinkos or?
No, I mean, well, other than the fact that the United States is dying as we speak, and
I know, and it sucks. Like I've been trying to avoid all of that bullshit, but dude, it's almost unavoidable.
I mean, I don't want to get. I honestly don't want to get into political discussion, but it's just like, yeah, the American experiment literally is dying, and I honestly don't think that. I think that some major shit is going to happen within the next 10 years.
Yeah.
People people are going to start dying en masse.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them violently. I do think it's going to happen.
Yeah. And it's a shame because it just took one idiot. I mean, but in all likelihood, it wasn't just because of Trump. Like this has been.
No, it's not. I mean, he was a symptom of an existing problem.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand that democracy is fragile.
Yeah. I mean, I actually made that point that Trump wasn't the problem. He was a symptom of the problem a few weeks back. I don't know if you guys remember.
He was basically like, what is it they do? They put that stuff on like a boil or something that brings all the nastiness to the surface. That's what Trump was. He was that poultice that brings all the pus up into a head.
Yep. Absolutely. I actually think I'm starting to think that what's going to happen is what you said, Mug, like America is just fucking done for as the world power, or B, this actually wakes people up and makes them understand that we cannot have this happen again, ever. Like ever.
I hope so. I mean, I really do hope that that's going to be the end result of that. But it's like the shit thing is, a lot of people are going to. I mean, like, and even if there's no like violent revolution or anything like that.
Yeah.
You have like, I don't know if you saw that story about the guy who, the guy who died because his GoFundMe to try and cover his cost of his insulin fell $50 short.
Yep.
I'm like,
well, and then if you look at the new tax bill, which Brake and I have been adamantly talking about this past few weeks. Like they're taking away. I think they're
So,
reducing.
well, let me clarify. We only really argued about one like aspect of it. For the most part, we agree.
Yeah, no, I agree. But even that one aspect is even more troubling the more I read into it. Brakeman, like the
We
effect.
let's. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, I
That's
don't want to
I
get
just
into
want
it
to make my
either,
point.
but I am totally adamant against the Trump tax plan for so many reasons. One being the corporate tax rate is going to be super ridiculously low. And the other main reason is because they're cutting Medicaid and Medicare. And I don't know what's left after that. I think Social Security is the last thing left, the last bastion of a social program that everybody likes.
Yeah.
But what's left? Like people are gonna literally starve. People are gonna literally not have medication for diabetes. And other things of that nature. It's out of control. The opioid crisis. I know Trump tried to save face and declare.
I think we need to stop calling it the opioid crisis and start calling it the heroin crisis.
Yeah, I actually no because it's beyond that. I
It's
think.
not a, yeah, it's not just we're not talking street drugs here. We're talking
Yeah.
about like prescription drugs being abused.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's the opioid, like that, because
In
it's
all
like
But
actuality,
that is the
that,
opioid crisis. But the people on those aren't. I mean, for the most part, they're not dying. It's the people
no,
who switch to heroin who are
no. But see, here's
overdosing.
the
that's
problem.
that's
Here's
like there's a
it,
lot of OxyContin overdoses and shit like that
yeah.
I
happening.
didn't say
There's
that. I didn't. I'm not saying there aren't. I'm just saying there are more
here's
with heroin.
here's
But
the
let's.
yeah.
I don't
Here's the
want to. I don't want to argue over something.
Yeah, like
yeah.
we just,
No.
I was just like, let's
Here
not into
here's
political
the
discussion.
quick
No, like
Yeah.
it's a
here's
political
the
discussion. Yeah.
here's the quick little skinny on the quote opioid crisis.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase. We shouldn't like stop saying opioid crisis, but we should say that there's a heroin crisis too.
Yeah, but it's not. Opioids are. I mean, that's kind of in the same category, dude. I think what people think of when they think of overdose is some drug addict that is in a crack house shooting up and dying right then and there, and there are plenty of those, and it's actually really sad because um, most people start that are into heroin. The vast majority start with opioids. Take your pick: Percocet, Vicodin, OxyContin. Contin is short for continuous, so it's legal drugs basically, like like Schedule One drugs, like the
I mean,
worst.
drugs that were basically legalized and
Fentanyl is
pushed
another one. Yeah, Prince died.
stuff that was pushed
Fucking
through by government
Yeah.
subsidies
Yep.
and
Yep.
because of big
So,
pharma,
yeah.
paying into our government.
So the long and short of this new tax reform, what they're calling tax reform, and the fact that they want to get rid of the individual mandate on it is I how atrocious is this bill? Like it is all around offensive to anybody that's not part of the 0.01 of the 1%. Like it doesn't benefit anybody but those uber rich people. So I just don't get it. It's so weird. And then like I saw Bernie Sanders grill Greenspan on like how can you give the Walton family 80 billion more dollars than what they already have, and while everybody else has to pony up for that 80 billion, and he didn't have an answer. He's like, and Bernie Sanders made a good point. It's not so much that these people are bad by nature. I mean, I think a lot of them are corrupt and bad, but I think they're
I
out
think
of
the vast
touch.
majority of them are.
Yeah, they're out of touch. They're just out of
I think
touch.
a lot of it comes down to simple opportunism.
They're just out
Me
of
too.
touch.
I think
Wait,
that's
like
it. I think you get money offered to you, and I think too many people are just like, okay,
yeah.
Hey, more money? Sure, why not?
But
yeah.
but check this out. I just think that Bernie Sanders made a good point when he said Greenspan was out of touch. I mean, if you look at a person like Donald Trump, he's out of touch. He's never worked a day in his life. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know what it's. I mean, he knows how to hustle. I mean, that's what Trump is. He's a rich hustler. All right. I used to be a poor hustler, so I know how the game works. You know what I mean? Like That you do what you have to do to survive, in other words. But he's an opportunist. That's what Trump is. He's an opportunist. He's not a great business person. He's not any of that. He's out of touch. He doesn't know what the regular person needs and cares about. And I have a feeling he doesn't care because
Yeah.
he's taken care of. You know, that's just the way it is. But anyway, that's enough on that. Eric, did I get your stinko?
No.
All right, what's your stinko, dude?
Allergies, like I said. Just I'm not feeling great today. But
Yeah.
other than that, I'd have to say, um, the looming threat of net neutrality dying
Yeah,
is
Oh.
there's
also
definitely
stinky.
that.
Oh
But
my God, yeah. There's a big vote. You guys need to call your Congress people. I don't know if at this point it matters. Call Ajit Pai. There's a number. Look it up online.
It to me, it sounded like you said there's a giant boat, and I was just thinking, man, that's a good idea. We should just get on a giant boat. And
Let's
get
just
the
get
fuck
on
outta
Noah's
here.
Ark.
no, but why don't we just put them on a giant boat?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a better
And,
idea.
and
Yeah.
then torpedo it.
Yep. Perfect. That'll drain the swamp, won't it? I mean, maybe we can have it in Louisiana in a swamp, and then torpedo it. That might be
And
something.
make sure we lure in a lot of gators.
Yeah. To eat
Mm.
up all the remnants. That would be perfect.
Another
Uh,
petty stinker would be probably the fact that Toonami's running a Kai marathon. It's like, so there's no new episodes for anything else. So
Oh.
fuck that.
All right, Sweeto. Let's start with break.
My Sweeto goes to Netflix.
What? You just gave
Yes.
them a stinko.
I just
man.
gave them a stinko for the crappy movies that they show, but I finished The Punisher this week,
Okay.
and I have to say the Netflix television shows
Yeah.
fucking exact opposite
Yep.
of the movies for the
Yeah.
most part. The television shows, I mean, look at the Marvel shows alone.
Mhm.
With the exception of Iron Fist, I think most of them have hit it out of the park.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I
and
totally
and
agree.
I think they probably hit a little bit of a lull with Iron Fist, and then Defenders was good, but it had some spots to it.
Mhm.
But I think they're right back on track with
I
Punisher.
think Luke Cage is like criminally underrated, dude. Luke Cage is probably my favorite Netflix show, man. I love that movie. I didn't
So
I didn't like
far
the fact.
behind.
What's that?
I don't watch any of that stuff.
Oh,
I was like, I'm
dude.
so far behind. I haven't watched anything past Daredevil season 2. I
Oh,
still haven't
dude,
watched
you're
Jessica
missing
Jones.
out, dude. Like Jessica Jones.
Yeah, Jessica Jones is good. The villain in that one is fantastic.
Oh, the villain in Jessica Jones is fantastic. I really like Luke Cage. I think it's
Mhm.
fucking amazing. By the way, did anybody see the trailer for Black Panther?
I did, and it looks really good. Although I do see one thing that I'm just like, oh god damn it, not again.
What?
Where the antagonist is yet again a variant. Like it's the hero with it's the same set of powers as the hero, only a bad guy.
Yeah,
Like,
but dude, this
Yeah,
movie.
just like the Abomination, just like Ironmonger, just like Killer Wasp.
Well,
And it's like,
I've
come
already.
on, guys, let's give. I mean, and I get it. It's like yeah, for your first movie, it's like you kind of wanted like that kind of mirror match sort of thing, but it's just like it's getting a little formulaic at this point. I would like to see
I
them.
think Black
That reminds me,
Panther's.
this is also a stinko I had, but it was theater trailer related. When I went to see Thor Ragnarok. I saw all the trailer for Last Jedi, and it was spoilerific. And goddamn it, fuck, I hate trailers now.
I
Oh yeah,
didn't.
what the Last Jedi?
It basically,
I did not see it. I don't
it's
want
like,
to hear
oh,
it.
so you're really going to do
Ah.
this with Ray
Okay.
and Finn?
don't say
I
anything
don't
about it.
want
Have
to
them put the
hear
trailer.
anything about.
I was sitting there in the theater, and the person I was with was laughing at me because I literally put my jacket over my head and plugged my ears and was humming to myself. I don't want to hear this. I don't
Yep.
want to know anything. I already know.
I've been watching
the movie.
Yeah, I actually did
I've been
the same
watching the
thing.
teaser trailers, but I refuse to watch any
Yeah,
of the major
I
trailers.
will not
because
watch
I do not
anything.
want the spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want
Probably
to
should
see.
have just not watched it. But
Yeah,
it was too
I
late
did
for
not
me at
watch
that
it.
point.
I don't. Yeah.
I think I walked in on it.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah. I was really impressed going back to Black Panther. I think we're in for a treat with that movie. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like visually one of the most stunning movies to come around in a long time. But anyways,
Actually, what I'm
Dungeon
expecting
Buster
out of that movie is some great action choreography.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dungeon Buster in chat says I don't mind trailers. It makes it more fun to see how it all comes together.
My
Which
only
I
my
kind of
only
agree with
solace
that,
is
but
in
the problem
the fact.
is
Sorry.
that too many trailers show too much detail.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Well,
My
they
only
look good.
solace in the fact is in that
Eric,
I think Star Trek or Star Wars trailers in general and like to do misdirection, so maybe they're pulling tricks on us.
You see
But
those
then you
in
wind up with
teaser
like Batman v
trailers.
Superman trailers.
what were you saying?
They do that with the television trailers for sure, but I mean especially when you go to a movie theater or you go online to trailers.com. If you watch like those trailers, trailers are so spoilerific anymore. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. I like
Sometimes you're kind of
seeing
used to avoiding them.
I like
Yeah.
seeing trailers at the movie theater for the most part, but when they spoil something like on the scale of Star Wars, I don't want to see that. I really don't.
Oh, guys, what's that movie coming out with Natalie Portman? It's by the same director who did um, Ex Machina. I can't remember what it's called, but that looks really, really good. I
I'm
can't
in
I don't know.
already. You said Machina, and I'm in, dude. Like
Yeah.
that. I think,
That was one of my favorite movies of the last decade. So
dude.
I'm
I think
totally.
Ex Machina is in my top 10 movies of all time, dude. Like I love that movie. I almost bought it in HDX, but I wouldn't have been able to see it obviously because I don't have a player. But which actually brings me to something real quick and aside. Should I get a PS4 Pro or should I get an Xbox S, save a ton of money, and have the ability to watch UHD movies, like 4K movies? Like what would
Is there anything on the Xbox you actually want to play though?
I want to play Gears. I've always been a Gears guy, like Halo, I think. Not
He wants to
really.
play with
Your
me.
Gears
Stop
of War isn't
discouraging
that
him.
great.
Not really, but look, check out my reasoning on
Not
this.
really.
Look, check out my reasoning on this. I can get an Xbox S for $200 still.
Yeah, it's like 189 at Best Buy.
So even like I would just maybe consider it an expensive Blu-ray player, like high def Blu-ray player, and then get a PS4 later, or should I just get the PS4 Pro now and wait on the ability to watch movies?
I'd
Because
rather
I
you
don't-
be able to actually review RPGs on this.
I'm highly upset that Sony decided not to put a higher Blu-ray player in their machine. Like I think that's a missed
So
opportunity.
that's the main reason you're thinking about going to Xbox. Then.
Yep, that's
Okay.
it. And
Why
I
couldn't you
love
just
the
get a
PlayStation
Blu-ray
4.
then?
Mhm.
Because it saves him money. The Xbox One S right now is $190, so
Yep.
it's $10 cheaper than the PS4.
Yep.
And if you bought the PS4, you'd have to buy a Blu-ray player too.
What the
Yep.
Xbox One X is?
The
Yes.
Xbox One X can play Ultra HD Blu-rays. The PS4 Pro cannot.
Actually the Xbox S can play high definition
Oh.
4K.
Oh, so you're getting an
Can it?
S, not an X.
Yep.
That's why I said S. I
The
said
S can play those, dude. So I'm like, I should just get that because I could just consider that my UHD player, my 4K player.
Why not then? I mean, if it's that cheap.
The only thing is that I don't think the S can play 4K gaming though. So I would
No, it cannot. It cannot.
yeah,
That's
I would
that's
have
the
to get a
new
PS4 Pro in order to 4K game, which I would be delighted to do. But
Dungeon Buster in chat says, I really like my PS4, but get used to games copying their crap over the hard drive. Estimated time 15 minutes,
yeah.
even if you have the disc.
I
Oh,
ran out
boy.
of space on my hard
But-
drive. I had to clean it out to get it.
And Dungeon
Yesterday.
Buster says, I think the Xbox One does the same thing. Yes, it does.
Now it's
Why-
2 terabytes. I
fucking
already
like,
replaced the hard drive.
Why
with
are
the 2
we
terabyte,
having
and I
this
ran out.
problem with storage? I think storage within the next console or two generation should just go the fuck away, man. Everything cloud.
I think storage
Well,
is maybe a little fraction of it, but I think a lot of it is that the games, after they've pressed gold, is as far as the disc, there's still the
Yeah.
shipping out and all the other things that have to be done. I'm sure they're still working on the game during that period.
Yeah.
So when the game
Well,
comes
yeah,
out,
actually there is. Yeah. by
You're
the
gonna
time
have to
that
let us
by the time a
updates.
game goes gold, between the time a game goes gold and when it hits store shelves, they're still trying to finalize stuff. They're
Yeah.
they're still trying to get they're still bug testing and stuff. They still find, but the thing is, the reason that stuff installs to a hard drive is because optical read speeds, even for the very best top of the line drives, which are not what's being included in stuff because it's too
Mhm.
prohibitively expensive, are still nothing compared to like SATA hard drive speeds.
Yeah, I understand that, but I saw this new technology where they're taking a graphics chip or any kind of chip for that matter, and they're using them three-dimensionally. So
Oh yeah, but you're
the
like a decade before that kind of shit becomes consumer priceable
yeah,
in like
but dude, like it's I don't think it's a decade, dude. I think it's a couple years, and we're gonna start seeing like I don't even think storage is gonna be a thing anymore. I really don't, man. Like that technology is actually fairly cheap to produce. Like it's not that out of the realm. So I think 2 years we're looking at like maybe next console generation we're not gonna have to worry about it. You know what I'm not gonna have to worry about, guys, since we're talking about games and 4K stuff, is my fucking TV. I
hey, listen, Mister Fancy
oh,
Pants over here. I got
dude,
a nice 4K HDR TV.
dude, I
That's what
don't.
I.
Uh, dude, check this out.
And you got a PS4 Pro, so your power combined, you can become Captain
I know,
Asshole.
I know. You need to bring that PS4 Pro up there. Yeah,
Nice.
exactly, Eric. Look, check this out. After, I think right after you left my room, as I was showing you all those videos on there, I found another video mug, and it
Yeah.
was one of the most. It was an HDR 4K nature video, but it was the most jaw-dropping thing I've ever seen. And I can't remember the last time I was that impressed with something visually. I think it was when I first saw something in 3D, like at my house with my 3D TV. I had that geeky moment where you're just like, "Fuck yeah," you know.
Oh,
I
Is there a 4K
hold on,
remaster of Blue Planet
I have no idea, but
yes,
I'll
there is.
or
um
Planet Earth?
Yes, yeah,
I
not Blue
look.
Planet. You're there. It is. There is
I
one.
had another one of those moments last night, man. I was like, holy shit, this is why I got this TV. It is. The only thing I don't like, and I don't know if it makes a big difference on the TV, I'm a little sketchy on that. I've read a few things about it, but the refresh rate is only 60. I'm not. I have seen something in 4K that when it panned very quickly, it didn't. It sort of looked like a blurred effect, sort of. But other than that, I've been completely happy with this TV. And
Bear in mind,
for
some of that also might be compression artifacts from the
yeah,
stream you're getting.
I thought about that too. But I debated. I think it had to do with the refresh rate. I'm not. I'll have to show you what I'm talking about, Mug. But um,
I mean,
it
the thing is, the best chance you have of getting like a clear picture of that is by having like physical media like
yeah,
as uncompressed as possible going directly, like where you're not dealing with it. It takes a lot of the variables out.
yeah. I agree with you. I have to see something uncompressed on like one of my movies that I got.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna have to wait until I have something that can play it. Play it. Um, Holy fuck! I was watching Wonder Woman in UHD because I had a downloadable code, and dude, like, I was like, "Holy fuck! This is the way movies are meant to be seen. This clear. Like, I see the difference now."
I don't know. I've seen some movies that where lower quality video really helps them.
I agree, but I totally agree. But wow, man,
Yeah, modern
it
movies that are shot like with high definition cameras and
yes,
stuff, like there really
yeah,
is like, but yeah, watching movies like from the 80s that are remastered in high def, and it's just like,
yeah,
yeah, high def really doesn't do these movies, and like what
no,
trying to watch like like the original Dawn of the Dead, watching
yes.
that, and watching that in HD, it's just like, oh, you're seeing like all the like, oh, the seams where they didn't quite
Yeah,
cover up the freaking
yeah,
skin fully with the gray paint and everything. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
It
oh,
works
that's
for
a detail I really
animation
didn't want to see that.
sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like I
yeah,
really didn't need to see that particular bit of detail.
yeah. No, I understand that rationale too. But what you know, what oh, something else I watched. speaking of that, was Revenge or not Revenge, Return of the Living Dead, um, and it actually was pretty
Hey.
impressive on that TV. Like
I
I
need to
was,
ask Break a question.
okay, yeah,
Did
go
you get
ahead.
around to watching Nightmare Before Christmas yet?
No,
Oh,
Son of
I've
a
been busy.
bitch.
I
dare you.
was
Not
watching
me.
Punisher this
You
week.
son
I'm
of a
sorry.
bitch. You're using
Busy.
my line. You son of a bitch. But yeah, my TV is definitely my sweeto. It was worth the hell I went to get
Yeah,
that
and I can
TV.
attest to it. It does look very nice.
Yeah.
We need to hook up the PS4 Pro and check out like Horizon Zero
Dude, bring
Dawn.
it up. Bring it up after the show. We'll check it out if you ain't got nothing planned. We'll check it out. All right. Who's Sweeto's next? Mug, you're Sweeto.
Well,
Nothing?
I was well, as I've told you guys before, like this year has not been the greatest year for me for gaming. It's just I've
Yeah.
had a lot going on, a
Yeah.
big a
Yeah,
massive.
2017 just in general has
Yeah, it
sucked. I believe
sucked.
Well, now
we've agreed on this one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
yeah, well, now what I mean is just like for gaming, it's just like there's been a lot of shit going on. There's been like a lot of massive upheaval in my life. You know,
Yeah.
moving out to Colorado was the single biggest change I've ever made in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and a divorce on top of that. But and it's just the only game I really got into this whole year was East 8.
Mm.
And so I was very surprised, and I was like, and like I've gotten games and stuff, but I just haven't been able to kind of, just really, push myself to play them. And then I sat down, I was like, all right, I got Horizon Zero Dawn because I kept hearing all this great stuff about it. And I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. And I was just like, and I started playing it a little bit. I was like, wow, this game's really pretty. And I started playing it, I got past the little intro and everything. I was just like, wow, okay, this is the first game, the first like new game that like that's not with an established series or whatever that I already knew I liked and everything. That I was like brand new IP, and I was like, holy crap, this game kind of sings to me. I'm really into this.
Yeah.
I can easily see myself sinking a lot of time into this. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to playing more.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked about that.
Dude, that's awesome. I want to see it, dude. Like I said, bring your PS4 up after the show. We'll check it out.
I have a question though. What does new IP mean?
A
New
new
property,
new
intellectual
intellectual
I
property.
property. Not
know, jeez.
oh,
I
I
was
see.
I think he's making fun of the
playing.
fact that games get reiterated
Yeah,
every
I
year.
yeah,
I was
I
making
know what
fun
you're
of
saying.
the fact that I
To
play
be
the same
fair,
games over and over all the time.
You were.
fair,
You,
it's very hard to tell when Break is playing dumb.
I know. How dare you? You're exiled, son of a
That one
bitch.
would hurt if it wasn't true.
Break, you know I love you, and I'm only teasing.
That's funny, man. Talking about penis puppets in chat. Good on you guys. Keep on going with that.
Wait,
I
what?
guess. They're talking about. I don't know. Trust me, I don't know, man.
Oh my.
All right. Let's see. Did Moria? I think. Breakman. I think I got yours. Eric.
Real quick aside,
Yeah.
there's a story on Kotaku that says if Dark Souls was animated to look like Cuphead, check this out. It is amazing.
Eric, you're Sweeto.
My Black Friday hauls, the food at Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and my nephew liking the SNES Classic.
Oh, sweet. Nice, man. That's cool.
Oh yeah, good call on the Black Friday hauls. I think we all did. I think we all made out.
I think we all
Yeah.
did too. I was the only one that didn't really get any games, but I had to get the TV
You got a
first.
TV. So,
I mean,
yeah.
$200.
Gee, I mean, God.
Better than my TV.
$200 for a 50-inch fucking UHD 4K TV, man. I deserved it with all the bullshit I went through to get it, but I'm proud. It's the first thing that I bought. Post breakup that just means something to me. So it's I'm happy with it, dude. I
You're
can't be happy.
sleeping with it, aren't you?
Oh, I am. I'm like
Ah,
Actually, I can say just from where I'm sitting, I can see his fingerprints all over it.
yeah, I was only one person trying to lug that thing around and make things happen, but I got to get a microfiber cloth because I don't want to.
I don't want to hear what kind of things you made happen with
How
this
dare
TV,
you.
okay?
How dare you? Freak Five says I have huge junk. To me, thanks. I appreciate that, Freak Five. I do. Anyways,
Frank's
see what
big
else.
TV is his midlife crisis. Other people get cars.
Oh
How
wow!
dare
I just
you.
thought of it. It's like remember that old Weird Al song? Frank's
Yeah,
2000
yeah, yeah.
HD.
I
Frank's
hate you guys so
2000
much. I hate you
I
guys.
got a 3-year
You,
warranty
this is
I've
on
mentioned this
parts
this is
before.
and labor.
quickly devolving
That
into the
song
worst
reminds me of
goddamn
Frank.
show.
I requested it when we did
How
we
dare
did
you?
that other thing that he
Oh,
sometimes does.
speaking of that, I I'm doing a special
So I want to shake your hand, sir.
grinder. How dare you? I'm doing a
Flash it
special
first.
grinder dance party next Friday after the show. It's gonna be Frank versus chat. So basically, what's gonna go on after I set up after the show and all that, I will do a grinder dance party, but this one's gonna be a little different. Like you guys will pick a song. It doesn't matter, whatever genre music it is, and I will pick something that will try to top that song in the same
The
genre.
obvious first choice is Frank's 2000 inch TV.
How dare you? How dare you, you son of a bitch! But I will definitely try to top your guys' song. I think it'll be fun. Definitely no harmonica though. I don't know any harmonica.
Blues Traveler, Blues Traveler, run around.
Oh God, no! You do that, and you will be perma-banned from Grinder Dance Party, you son of a bitch. Yeah. So next Friday after the show, I'll do that. Do that. We're gonna move the show to Fridays back again. Mug, if you can get there, after work, cool. If not,
Well,
cool too.
that was my question. Like, if well, you haven't been here that much, Mug, like on Saturdays, which sucks for all of us.
Calling him out. Calling him out.
Well, no, I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to call him out. Shut up, Frank. Stop trying to
I'm
pour
just trying
gasoline
to
on the
start
fire,
like
Frank.
fake controversy, man.
That's my job.
Let me
I'm the
just
one that
say, I
starts the
stand
shit.
between Frank. Frank, I stand between you and your television.
How
right
dare
now.
you? You're dead.
But I was gonna say, like,
Dead to me.
if Saturdays are a problem for you, and I know Fridays are, what about like a different night or something?
Oh
I don't
God,
know.
you guys are
Because
fucking
my
killing
big problem
me.
is that we're doing it Saturday in the middle of the day.
You guys are
I had to
fucking
stop what I
killing
was
me,
doing really
man.
just to do a show.
Friday is gonna be the time. Like nobody had a problem with that except for Mug. But I think Mug can get here late in the show, and everything's gonna be copacetic.
What about if we do a show later, maybe instead of 7, like 8 o'clock?
I don't want to do it later, dude. Like I got
All
shit
right.
to do, like after the
Okay,
show
Yeah,
on
understand.
Fridays and stuff.
That's true
so,
too.
So
Yeah, I mean, like I've got to see what my schedule's going to be looking like.
yeah. We'll see. But for the time being, next week we're gonna move to Fridays. Like I said, Mug, if you can get here, cool. If not, I understand you got stuff and all that. I have not attached my fleshlight. My fleshlight's in Phoenix right now, dude. She'll be here maybe the beginning of the year. We'll see.
Aimed a silicone tube. That's
How
very.
dare you? How dare you?
You just said you had a flashlight that was it's waiting for you in Phoenix.
Well,
I think
I'm just
if this
saying,
is
where
an
do they
actual
ship
human
those
we're
things
talking
from?
about, I think she might
You
be
have
offended
no
to be
idea
into
where
a
they
silicone
ship
tube.
fleshlights from, sir. I'll have you know. So
That's
there.
not true. I have 2 of them.
All right, fair enough. You win. All right. Let's see. I think that's about
I
it.
can
We
show you the
don't.
brochure, sir.
I don't think we have much else. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Any Black Friday last minute thoughts on Black Friday? Guess not. I guess my parting thought on Black Friday is I don't think I'll ever do it again unless there's something extremely valuable that I really need.
PlayStation 4 next year.
Maybe. Although I'll probably have a PlayStation 4 before then, but
or a Switch at that rate.
I'm definitely gonna get a Switch within the next year. There's enough on there for me to want it, but I really want to wait for Metroid to come on the system, and then I'll be good to go. Skyrim was almost enough for me to think about getting that instead of PS4, but so I don't know. Final word,
the VR
guys.
version of Skyrim.
Final word. Should I get an Xbox or a PlayStation? An Xbox S or a PlayStation 4 Pro?
Are you sure that the S plays Ultra?
Yes,
Yes,
it plays
actually,
Ultra.
I am sure.
Okay.
I just looked it up.
Yep.
And I did verify
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Wow, that's cool. Then I'd definitely say that. Not just out of bias, but it saves you money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, like
I'm
if
all
you're
about
looking
saving
to
money.
get, if you want to do 4K gaming on a console, your best bet is honestly I mean, like objectively the Xbox One X, because the games
yeah.
that are cross-platform are going to play better.
Yeah.
You are going to
Um.
miss out on PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there are a
That's
lot of
the
PlayStation
And there's a
exclusives, and
lot of good ones.
we've determined no Xbox exclusives.
Yeah.
Well, there's only like three real Xbox exclusives. Like that's like Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break. And Quantum Break is still available on PC. Quantum Break is like the only Xbox One game that I really, really want to play, but I just
Yeah.
can't justify buying a system to do so.
Yeah.
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 And
I'm gonna get.
just
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but if you go with the Xbox, basically you'll have me to play with, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
No,
it
it's
really
a
be me. There's nobody. Everybody else has PlayStation. So
look within this next year. I'm getting all three systems, right? But it's just a matter of me deciding what to get first and what's priority. And I'm actually leaning towards an Xbox at this point, and an Xbox S. The X, I'm definitely not interested in. Although I do like. Does that Elite controller works with both systems, right? Like I can
Yeah,
use
it
it.
does.
Okay, then I think I'm kind of decided. I'm gonna get the Xbox first, then the PS4, then the Switch, and it'll probably be within a 3 to 4 month time frame at the beginning of the year that I get all of them, but we'll see. So, anyways, anything else, guys, before we take off for the day?
Freak Five Cast in chat says Breakman wants Frank to play with him.
Oh man, Freak Five's
To be
mine,
fair,
man.
when you have as few friends as Break has, Frank is the closest you can get.
Well, yeah. See, so there you go. I mean,
I
that's
just
true
slammed
too.
both of you.
And I
Self-gloating.
took it.
Well, it's
It-
not
it
like he's
doesn't-
gonna be able to play with Miss Break tonight.
Oh, that oh, zing!
God damn!
Woo!
Yeah,
Man,
damn.
the venom coming
Eric,
out.
I didn't know you had. I didn't know you had that in you.
I know, man. That was
But I'll
excellent.
I'll tell you who doesn't have it in her. Miss Break.
These are not tears of joy that I am shedding now.
Oh man, that's so good.
100% of
All
your
right,
donor.
Breakman. I'll stop picking on you. Your plugs. Because I know you're not getting any plugs tonight.
It's okay.
But go ahead. Your plugs. Breakman, your plugs.
I'm sorry.
It should be
Does
plugged as
anybody
your
know-
trap here.
Yeah,
Does anyone know
exactly.
if there's any good Cyber Monday deals? Because I haven't really looked into that.
I
Like,
think they're mostly the same as Black Fridays.
All right.
Okay. All right then. Well, you can follow me at break_man and at RPGrinders. God damn, I forgot the name of the show for a second.
It's definitely not plug grinders, so
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
No, Mrs. Breakman just called me a drunk and walked away.
Oh, ooh, wow.
Damn.
All right, Mug.
Everybody's taking shots at me now. Who's left?
Everybody except Mrs. Breakman. Anyways, Mug, your plugs.
I don't really have any. I've gone dark on social media.
All right.
And it's actually very relaxing.
Okay. Eric.
And you can find my Patreon page at just type in my name, Eric Kelly, and please support me if you can.
Mhm.
I like to write for video games, and I've written for a couple of sites like BostonBestBrigade.com and TotallyGN.com and VogNetwork.com.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get. There's this big controversy on the internet. I mean, with people thinking that
No.
people that write video games don't deserve to get paid.
I
They
know,
just
really,
do it for the
fuck
love
that.
of the thing.
Fuck that
Controversy on
nonsense.
the internet. Oh
I know.
my god. Oh
The
no.
very idea is controversial.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I just can't believe this.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's inconceivable.
I'd appreciate if people could support me because I've got a car I gotta pay for, and
Yeah.
the less money that I don't have to use on games to review more games
Yeah.
that I get from people is money I could be putting towards paying off my car.
Well, it's the opposite. They're paying for your prowess, your video game review prowess, and that's good. That's a good thing. All right. Anything else, Eric?
You can find me on Twitter at EricRPG, and you could find me on YouTube, Funny T-Man.
Yeah. All right. My plugs are as follows. 4K is fucking awesome. Like I was totally blown away by it.
Oh, I
Anyway.
forgot to ask, what kind of TV did you get?
It's a sharp 50-inch 4K TV, Roku enabled. It's got all bells and whistles.
Sharp is a good fucking brand too.
Yeah. I was surprised that they were having it that cheap.
Yeah, that is surprising. I remember like working in retail and selling Sharp televisions before the flat screens when it was the big
Yeah.
CRT TVs.
Yeah.
They were the cheaper company. Like their TVs were crap. But when they switched to like the flat screen TVs,
Yeah.
like they are now, they suddenly became one of the better uh, manufacturers. It was kind of weird.
I'm actually really impressed. I'm more of a Vizio type guy. I like Vizio quite a bit, but I'm fairly impressed with this TV.
I like the
It's actually
Vizio
gotten
too, but
some really good reviews lately for TVs.
Who's that?
It's TCL.
Oh yeah, TCL. That's the Amazon company. They're
totally
producing.
different from TLC.
Yeah, totally. There's no waterfalls being played on those.
Thankfully.
TVs. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches so you can see me type about nothing. What else? At RPGrinders,
like a Seinfeld episode.
Brakeman.
No, it's basically just his life.
At like Brakeman said, at RPGrinders. Everybody in chat, which consisted of Dungeon Buster and Freak 5, thank you guys. And everybody else listening on the archives, we appreciate every listen. Tell your friends, please tell your friends. Next year, like I don't do resolutions, but I want to double our listenership next year. So let's
we can get a whole 4 listeners.
Yeah, we can get 4 instead of 2. So tell your friends that you just listened to the worst show ever, and that should bring a few people over here. And let's see what else. Basketball
marketing
CD.
by way of morbid curiosity.
Yeah. What else? I wanted to talk about CTE this week, but I didn't have time because I was late. But next week we're gonna try to delve into CTE and the NFL and stuff like that. It's not really a sports discussion; it's more of a life discussion. So we teased that last week, and I know I was supposed to do it this week, but we just ran out of time.
I got a PSA.
Okay, hurry up, Eric.
Xenoblade 2 comes out Friday.
Oh, okay. I thought we discussed that in one of the news stories.
Actually, we didn't.
Okay. Anyways.
That was last week.
Okay, Eric, are you done? I just want to get through this, dude. Seriously.
Are you too sure you're not an old married couple?
I'm just saying. Like I'm in the middle of my plugs. Like let me.
I'm just saying people should buy.
Okay. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Thank you guys so much. Everybody listening on the archives, thank you guys a ton. We really appreciate the listen. The quality of my mic's going to get better when I get one. I don't have any money right now. I know exactly who stole my mic, so hopefully I'll be getting that back soon. Thank you guys so much.
For balls?
Huh?
Did you kick them in balls?
If she had balls, I would kick her in the balls.
Well,
Anyway,
she's got ovaries. You'd like kick her inside or something.
You kick if they don't have a box, you kick them in the box. Rather, if you don't have a balls, you kick them in the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Sit back, kick her in the box and shove it.
Exactly. Thank you guys so much for listening on the archives. We really do appreciate you guys. We're going to be live starting next week, Friday, 7 Eastern time. The next show, I will be doing a Grinder dance party, Frank versus chat. So you guys come out with, give me a song to play. I'll try to best it with something in the same genre. It should be a blast. We'll see how it goes. And until next week, thank you guys so much. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, God damn it. Until then, we are out, you son of a bitch. I hate your guts. I take everything back I said about chat. I hate your guts, chat. Archive listeners, for the most part, are still cool. Harmonica sucks. You guys suck. The whole world sucks. How dare you? All right, everybody in chat, thank you guys so much. You guys rock, as always. See you guys later.